Hi, I'm Saul. I run Simple Records and Aus Music. The intention with it was to really sort of showcase the range of artists on the label, to go back and look at the artists that we're working with now, and also to sort of give a glimpse of the people that we hope to work with, continue working with in the future. So Sideshow, Sean, Lee, Jones, Mai, and myself are obviously the core roster, and quite a diverse sort of difference in sounds. Obviously Sideshow is Fink's alter ego on Ninja Tune. He is very much live dub with the band, and Lee is obviously subtle, beautiful, detailed, textured micro house, or whatever you want to call it, and Mai obviously a slightly different take on that, and then Sean is very much sort of throbbing late night techno really, but sometimes drifts into a sort of a blissed out deeper version of that. But yeah, they're the different ranges in sound. I kind of dart into the gaps between all of them wherever I can, and yeah, so we looked at those guys, and then going forward I've been really into dubstep for quite a while now. Really sort of started getting into it at the beginning of last year, and that was when I got in touch with Laurie Appleblim and Martin and David Ramadan Man, and started building a relationship with those guys there, and then sort of sharing music and talking and chatting, and then as soon as I had the idea to do the compilation, I really wanted to get them involved and do some exclusive material for it. I think that the key thing that joins all of the music together is subconsciously probably my taste in melody, and that means that although I've got a wide range of taste in music, it's all still underpinned by the sort of lovely, lush, melancholic melody that probably really goes through Simple and Aus in various ways. But I think with Aus I just allow myself to get a little bit more eclectic, and Simple I try and focus it a little bit more on the deeper end of the dance floor. So Aus just goes off in tangents, and I allow myself to do that more with that label.
Do you find that you're getting the same sort of listeners for Simple and Aus, because they are quite different beasts, aren't they?
They are, and I'm not sure. I'm sure we get a bit of bleed into both from the labels, but I would hope that there's a different fan base with Aus. I get emails sent into the label from people saying, "Oh, we've just discovered Aus. We didn't know it was linked to Simple," and we're just sort of unearthing the catalogue on that. So that's really nice. I'm more than happy for them to stay separate, but it would be nice if they sort of discovered each other at the same time. I've got a really wide taste and range in music, and Aus just starts to explore the slightly more left field areas of my taste in that way. It goes a lot more left field than Aus releases, but yeah, definitely it's all a big extension of what I'm into really, which is an absolute dream come true to be able to A&R labels in that way. But I'm sure I wouldn't have been able to get away with doing it unless I based it around two, for me, of the most talented musicians and producers I know, which is Finn and Lee. Without those two guys as the core, it would have not been possible.
You say that your next album's coming out on Aus as well. Is that, I take it that's to sort of spread your wings a little bit creatively? Yeah,
it might come out on Aus, or I might give it to another record label. I have no idea yet. It will depend how it turns out, to be honest with you. I'm just getting back a track I've done with Paul St. Hilaire this week, and I hope to do some more bits with Courtney Tidwell. I've just done a remix for her album. And I've got lots of other crazy plans for vocalists to work with. I want to do quite a vocal-based album this time. And yeah, I can't really tell you who I'm hoping to work with, but there's one old soul legend that if that comes off, he hasn't released anything in 20 years, and it would be amazing if it comes off. It is, it's really amazing, but I'm not sure I can afford him yet, to be honest with you. I've just started speaking to his manager.
It seems like you're quite into collaborations at the moment, sort of the stuff you've been doing with Tam and...
Yeah, Tam I've always worked with, and he's one of my close friends as well. So we're just actually about to do a remake of the track that we did with Ursula Rucker called Where Is It, which we released on my first album, because Steve Bugg got in touch and said he'd really like to remix that particular track. So he's going to do a remix, and we're going to just take the a cappella and do a totally new track, and that will come out in November on Simple. So I'm working on the next Balance compilation, which will come out in October, and they've given me 3 CDs, which is scary but incredibly exciting at the same time. And I'm going to go right from really slow ambient stuff into disco and up into sort of deep house, and then a slightly darker, more twisted, techier house sound as well for a CD, and also some dubstep in and amongst that as well. So I've shortlisted 250 tracks, which I've now got to start whittling down to near 100, and then I've got to get it all onto CD and try and start sequencing some of it. I mean, obviously from 12 years of buying records and working in record shops, I've got so many tracks that I want to use, old tracks, which quite excitingly aren't available digitally. So there'll be hopefully a lot of interesting stuff that people won't have heard. And for me, I'm just using it as an opportunity to be able to do something that I can give to my kids and say, this is what I've done for the last 10 years musically, and use it as a reference point. So I'm really excited by it, but slightly daunted because I want it to be really, really good. Yeah, I was slightly daunted following Eurospawn because he's taken obviously such a massively techie approach to it, and it is a really lovely mix what he's done, but it's kind of not the way I want to approach it, because a lot of the stuff I want to use on there, I want to give a little bit more time to breathe and for the melodies and hooks to shine a little bit more. I totally love what he's done, but I want to kind of view it as a different approach, and trying to use it as more of a, like, this is what I've been into for the last 10 years, and hopefully be able to make 10 years of music work now. So that's the challenge for me, but yeah, that's what I'm doing.